Hey Rory, it's Greg. Hope you're doing okay today. Hope you're able to enjoy the weather out there today and get outside a little bit. I know we had a storm recently and knocked down a lot of trees around here and branches. I was out there today picking up a lot of those sticks and branches, and it took me about a half hour to clean the whole yard. So it was good exercise, good helping out around the house, doing a chore. I certainly hope you're keeping up with your chores around the house. You should be doing at least a couple each day. Making your grocery list every week for lunches, doing some exercise, and watching the news. Remember that chart I gave you a couple weeks ago now? That's really something you should be following every night. Definitely go on thatquiz.com every once in a while and practice your money skills, practice making change, practice your time skills, and then you can also poke around and look at some of the vocabulary concepts, vocabulary terms, excuse me, and then they have geography in there and all kinds of nice activities to keep you productive and going and working on some of those goals, your money skills and your independent living skills goals. But definitely be sure you're helping out at home and doing your chores, watching the news, writing emails, right? Sending me emails. Should be getting one of those almost every day, just like you do when you're in links. So I'll be looking for those to start to pick up a little bit as well, okay? So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little money skills. We're going to talk a little bit about paychecks as one of your goals in your plan. It's to be able to determine the different things within a paycheck. What are the different terms, and then how to calculate some of the totals in your paycheck. Certainly you're going to be working someday, and you're probably going to be working for a long time, and you're going to get a paycheck maybe once a week, maybe every couple of weeks. And so you're really going to be, it's going to be important that you understand how your paycheck is put together and the different things that are involved in a paycheck. So we're going to review that today. We've done this in the past at Links, and you did a great job with that. And so a lot of this is just really going to be review for you, and then I'm going to do a worksheet, or you're going to do a worksheet. Obviously you got this video to go to this video based on the email. And so in your email, you're going to see 3 different documents that you would, it'd be really good if you could print out at home. One of them looks like this, sample paycheck stub with some definitions on it. One of them is going to look like this, which is a sample paycheck with a lot of the different terms and the money amounts. And then the third one is called Paycheck Calculations. Looks like this. And this is a worksheet that you're going to work on to practice your money skills, paycheck skills. Okay? So let's go through the terms first. The first term on your list is the rate. Well, what is the rate? The rate is the hours that the amount of money you make per hour. So if you work for 10 hours a week, each one of those hours you get paid a certain amount. It might be $12, it might be $15. That's called your rate, the amount of money you earn per hour. The next one is hours. That's pretty self-explanatory. That's the amount of hours you work in a pay period. Could be a 1-week period, could be a 2-week period, depending on your company. This period is how much you're paid. So for, like I said, some people get paid for a week. They might start on a Sunday and end on a Saturday. Well, that's what the pay period is. It might say April 1st on the start and then April 7th on the end. If it's a 2-week period, it might say April 1st and then it might say April 13th. Okay? So it's the beginning and the end of the pay period. Year to date is the amount of money that you've earned beginning on January 1st. So every paycheck that you earn, they add them together all the way through the months of the year from January to December. So your pay period is just your weekly pay period that you get paid. Your year to date is the amount of money you make for the whole year. Gross pay and net pay. These are probably 2 of the most important things that we've worked on in class, and it's very simple. your gross pay is the hours that you worked multiplied by the rate that you worked. So if you worked 10 hours and you made $12 an hour, you would multiply those two numbers, and that's your gross pay. That will be reflected on your pay sheet. And then your net pay is your gross pay, and then they take away all the deductions for different things, and we're going to talk about those in a second. But once you take away all your deductions, your net pay is what you actually put in your pocket, the amount of cash and change you put in your pocket and take home with you. All the deductions go into different accounts that you don't see. Okay, so let's talk about those. There's federal and state income tax. So every time you earn money, you have to take a little piece and give to your state, Massachusetts, and a little piece and give to the government, the United States government, so that they can run the state and they can run the country. They can fix the roads, they can pay the firemen, they can pay the policemen, they can build the bridges. All of those things that the state and the country do come out of the money that your paychecks give to them. All the millions of people that give a little bit each time they get paid. Social Security and Medicare. So Social Security and Medicare are two programs that you pay into, and at the end of your life as a worker, not end of your life as a worker, most people end up working till they're about 65. They end up collecting Social Security because they have no more paychecks because they retire. So they get Social Security income every month to help them live in their house or buy their groceries. And then Medicare is if you're sick and you need health care kind of coverage and you can't afford a private program, you would get state aid, and that's Medicare. That leads to health coverage. Sometimes work plans, workplaces have you pay into a specific healthcare program like Harvard Pilgrim or Tufts. And then by putting money into that account, when you get sick throughout your life and you need to go to the doctor, most of those bills get paid for out of the money that you used out of your paycheck, and you don't have to pay when you walk in the door. Sometimes you have to pay a little amount, but not a huge amount because it'd be really big. So the healthcare coverage, the insurance pays for that. Life and disability insurance. All right. These are kind of interesting and things I don't think we've talked about. But if you put money out of your paycheck into a life insurance policy, that just means that if something would have happened to you, unfortunately, and you pass away, somebody would benefit by getting the money that you put into it, like a wife or somebody in your family that you designate to get that money. And it just helps them to pay the bills because you're no longer there to do it. And then disability insurance is for you in case you get hurt or disabled and you need to collect a paycheck. They take a little money out of your paycheck every 2 weeks or every week, put it into disability insurance, and then if you break your leg someday and you're out of work, you can get a paycheck even though you're not at work. And then finally, the retirement plan. People sometimes choose to pay into a retirement plan, and that's just a small amount of money usually that you pay in, and then when you retire, that money is there for you to take so that you can have a nice life, go on vacations, pay some of your bills, whatever you want to do with it. Okay, Rory, so that was this worksheet right here. That's a review of what we've done in the classroom, basically. Now I want you to look at this worksheet right here. This is a sample pay stub. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this today in the video, but you have this in your inbox. You can print it out to have it if you want it. It's really good to look at to see how things work. Gross pay, net pay, your rate, your hours, it's all right there in the sample paycheck. And then this is the worksheet that I want you to practice your skills on. You can see right here, it's a paycheck calculation sheet, and it's got some categories across the top here. And then it's got some boxes going down the sides. Wherever you see an empty box, okay, empty boxes have numbers in them. Okay, like single digit numbers like this, 1 like that, 1 right there, 1 right there. Okay, so what I did for you, Rory, is on the top, you can see some definitions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This basically tells you the formula for figuring out the answers. Okay, so in the first one, for example, it says hours worked, 20. Rate of pay, or rate per hour, 10. Then you see gross pay, right? Gross pay right here. And then you see a little 1 in that box. What that means is in order to figure out this problem, you have to go to the number 1 and you see what the definition says or what the formula says. How do you figure out gross pay? You take your hours worked and multiply by your rate to give you your gross. So that little number 1 is a little helper to know which definition to look at. Then you come across to this one, you see the number 2. So that tells you to go to the second formula. Take your numbers and figure out what that number is. Okay? Each of these columns and each of these rows has some blank boxes in it where you have to put an answer. If there's no number in there, like a $10 or a $12, if there's just a single digit, like a number here or a number here or a number here, that just tells you the formula. So I want you to work on that. Take some time to do that. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to call me or text me or email me, and I can help you out with it, okay? And I just noticed that I left one of the boxes blank, which means it's the deductions. And that would be number 6. Okay? So right here, I just added a number 6. That's the 6th formula. Okay, Rory? So good luck with this. Glad I had a chance to talk to you today. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I'd be happy to answer them for you, okay? All right, have a good day. Peace.